Welcome everybody, I'm Juliet, your Scorpion Goddess, and we're talking about the full moon in Aquarius and Venus moving into Leo on August 11th, along with breaking down a tarot reading, so stay tuned. Alright, you guys, so we're going to talk about the two major transits that are happening this week, and this is not going to include the 8/8 Lionsgate portal because that day I decided I needed to just focus on myself, so I did that. If you guys are interested to know what the Lionsgate portal was really about and the energy that it had hiding behind it and other transits that were going on, you can go to the description down below and you can click to either view my tweets that I did that day, or you can go to Instagram where I just kind of made a combination of the top 8 ones and I put them together. Before I talk about the top transits, I just want to thank everyone who has been commenting lately, because I've been saying I want to build a community with Scorpion Goddess, and I get so excited when I see you guys' comments come in and saying like, wow, like, you know, this is what's going on with me, and you know, you're really opening up to the Scorpion Goddess community. I just want to thank all of you guys who do actually take the time out to watch these videos that I do post to, you know, see what is the transits happening and the forecasts and what do the cards have to say and what really does relate to you. So thanks again, and you know, make sure you share this with somebody, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, because when you do hit like for this video, it helps boost out to the YouTube algorithm. And if you guys feel pulled to send a donation or a tip for today's video reading, you know, because this is kind of my job, you know, please do so. The description box down below has the links to everywhere where you can send a donation, you can send a tip, you can look at my social media platforms, where I post, what I post on TikTok, my you know, daily videos, whatever it is. So make sure you follow me on those platforms as well. Now with that being said, let's get into this week's transit. So we're going to talk about this Aquarius full moon because that's really the biggest one, and then the fact that Venus is leaving Cancer and then moving into Leo. So the last couple of weeks we've known that fixed signs have been getting hit hard, and again this week this fixed sign is still going to keep getting hit hard because we're dealing with a full supermoon, okay, in Aquarius, which is a fixed air sign. So if you have a fixed sun or rising, which would be Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, you know, you've been feeling a lot of changes happening and stuff out of your control. Now, if you're not a fixed sign, you still have been feeling this because this Uranus Mars North Node conjunction, it still affects everybody. It'll just hit a lot harder with the fixed placements, but we're still all affected by this energy, and so this week it's still a very big energetic week. So just to put a reminder of, you know, this is a form of guidance. I use astrology to kind of break down and understand, okay, this is the kind of energy that could arise in these different areas within my life and for other people. So it you know, when something does happen, I know how to handle the situation or go about something in a better way, or like the most productive way that I could be able to handle something. So that's why I do this. Now, astrology is, you know, a great way to do those kinds of things, to use it as a form of guidance. So nothing is definitely set in stone. We all still have our free will, but it's just nice to know, like, these are the kinds of things we may be dealing with this week. So with that being said, you get to choose how you work with this energy. So during this full moon in Aquarius that's happening on August 11th, if you have your Astrology Journal, this full moon in Aquarius is happening 19 degrees Aquarius at 9:36 p.m. In the Astrology Journal, I have that glossary where you can see right here. if you ever want to see and understand, this breaks it down. So you can see 7 and 19 is a Libra degree. So it has, even though it's a Aquarius, it still has that energy of a Libra, where it's dealing with the balance and, the fairness of, kind of that eye for an eye kind of thing, where it's like, okay, this happened, so this needs to happen to get justice and in this type of situation, or working more with your partners, putting stuff more into, maybe you're releasing more in, a partnership way. I've been dealing and working with these types of people, and it's time to release and let go of that, the type of relationships you have, because Libra's partnerships and relationships are like very important for Libra and Libra energy. So that's where the 19 degree energy can represent with this full moon. Now, because we're dealing with another fixed fun energy thing, because it's Aquarius, we're going to be focused on the fixed signs, of course, where you guys will be getting hit the hardest, because we're dealing with a lot of squaring aspects, and one of the aspects of squaring the moon, which is your emotions and the public tone. So this is why with like full moons, when it illuminates, we're shining light on the issues that we have not addressed. So look back 6 months ago when we had that Aquarius new moon. What were you manifesting at that time? What were your relationships like? How were you, what was your intensity kind of like? What were you trying to call in? And how has that come to now full circle? And how and what do you need to release and let go of that just doesn't serve a purpose in that particular area in your life anymore? And to know more about that, look at where does Aquarius fall in your chart. For example, if you were a Leo rising, then you want to look at your 7th house, because that's where Aquarius would be at. 7th house is also Libra influence, so it would be similar kind of things that I had just talked about. Now, Aquarius is traditionally ruled by Saturn, which is going to be making a aspect with the moon. So traditionally, the sign of Aquarius has a lot to do with karmic ties, just like Saturn does. So it is a super full moon, so this is amplifying things that really just don't resonate for us or for you anymore in your life. So whether this is people or relationship, money, moving, how you handle things, the perspective, how you view things in your life, this is something karmic that needs to be released and let go of. And that's going to really challenge that for you. You can take this on as, okay, I'm ready to take on this challenge and, let go of what I really do need to let go of so I can grow from this because it's the purpose of it. Or, you can work against the energy and be more everything sucks type of energy as well. But again, it's like, it's up to you, because there's going to be stuff happening out of your control, because we have that Uranus also squaring, and Uranus is all about surprise. And in modern astrology, Uranus does rule Aquarius. So there's a lot of this comic, shocking type of stuff that could happen and arise during this time, where you may find out news that you were like, oh, shit, didn't know that. And it could bring in a lot of shock, because Aquarius, because it's modernly ruled by Uranus, you want to think of Aquarius as like, it's an intense being, it's very smart, it's very intelligent, it's unique, it's different. It showed up in this life to be who it is, because Aquarius is very different from the rest of the people. And it's the energy of Aquarius is, I don't care what you think of me. I'm just going to do my own thing and live life. And Aquarius also gives a voice to the people who don't have a voice. They stick up for the little guy, and they really stand up for, humanity as a whole. It's very progressive. This could bring in major change where we're going to progress in the next place where we need to, but there's something that needs to be released and let go of to make room for that. And so that's the purpose of this full moon. So what is it that you need to really sit with and be like, okay, this is something that just isn't for me anymore, and how can you let go of that in, you know, a way of thanks for doing this, or I learned this lesson from this and I'm letting it go with love, so now I can move on in my life to open up for something bigger and better. Another transit that is happening during this full moon is Mars, which is the planet of action, war, passion, making moves. Your drive is going to be sextiling with Neptune, which is your dreams and hopes and wishes and imagination and creativity. So these sextiling, this is a very harmonious aspect where you can finally start to feel within, like, wow, like these things that I fantasize about and think about, or the dreams that I had last night, or that I've been having that reoccurring, or maybe they're, you know, you never remember your dreams, and then now into this full moon, or around the time of the full moon, you did. Mars is giving that push, that drive to take action on what it is that you are dreaming about, or, you know, in like a theoretical term, like your dreams that you actually do have. How can you actually reach that? What action do you need to put in behind that? And so that's what's giving the Mars is really giving that drive to Neptune. So with that, this can also give us more psychic downloads, because the moon's going to be full. So there's always messages that do come in from the full moon, whether you're aware or not. But with this Neptune sextiling Mars, this can make your psychic ability a lot stronger. Maybe you're going to want to build up more of that intuitive muscle, and, you know, it's going to be a really good time to meditate and all of that stuff too. We also see another harmonious aspect with Mars is Pluto, which are both, fun fact, Scorpio's ruling planets. But with that being said, so during full moons, it's about illuminating and finding the truth and stuff. Pluto is the underworld. It's about secrets coming out. Mars and Pluto working together. This is, again, putting that action in. What do you need to release and let go of? Because Pluto is not just about secrets, it's also about death, transformation, rebirth, and, you know, getting to this, like, the bottom of what's hidden, this hidden beneath the surface of what we cannot see, but is still there and affects us. So it's really Mars is getting into that and taking action on, okay, it's helping with that push of letting go and releasing to be pushed into a new place, to be reborn. So this helps out a lot with this full moon, because again, it's a super full moon and it's about releasing and letting go. Now, sometimes when we deal with full moon, some people don't always feel them as strongly as other people. They may really see on the outside, like, oh, you know, this happened to my friend, or I saw whatever, this happened on the outside. So for some people, you may be just observing like a lot of your friends going through it or things happening. And then for other people, mainly the fixed signs, you're going to be feeling this, like a lot of stuff within you is just really changing. And so this could be a mixed bag of being really excited about it, like I'm ready for this, and other people just feeling like I can't do this, I'm not ready for it, because fixed signs don't like change. We're fixed, like that's it, we're set. This is how it is. It doesn't need to be changed because it works. Why fix it? There's nothing wrong. So, you know, it can go either way. So just kind of throwing that out there. You know, it's a big full moon, but some of us may be feeling like internally more like, wow, I can really feel this change happening. Like I'm not really seeing it in front of me yet, but I can feel something's big and strong, like building. So you guys can tap into that energy of, okay, I'm going to release, I'm going to let go of these things. But you also have to put the work in. Just pace yourself, take your time. Don't put too much energy into like, I got to take care of this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. Take your time, you know, come up with a schedule if that's how you work. You know, I'll do, 30 minutes of this and then take a break, when it comes to releasing or taking care of the stuff that needs to be taken care of. Just be easy on yourself, but still put the work in. You know, find that good balance. And that's where that 19 degrees comes in again with Libras, bringing in that balance of give and take. And the last thing that's going to be happening is, remember, I said it's not just the full moon. We're dealing with that Venus entering into Leo. So Venus is going to be entering into Leo, I think at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me just double check right here. Yep. So it is happening exactly at 2:30 p.m. on the 11th Eastern Standard Time. So Venus has been in Cancer and now it's getting into Leo. So it's time to open up that bubble that you've been in when it comes to your love life. Like maybe you've been more focused on the home and what makes you comfortable and being more sensual and quiet and protective of your love life. But now it's coming into Leo. So it's time to step out, be loud and proud, be excited, and really show off the person you're with, or, you know, your finances, because Venus also has to do with money and finances. So maybe it's time to show out, or it's time to get creative, to get into some new things of what are other ways you can generate money and have it work for you, and go after it, because it's a fixed fire sign. So fire likes to go out and chase and do what it can. And Leo is very loud and proud and excited, and it works from the heart. So what is it that you love? And while this is in Venus, the love, relationships, finance place, again, what is it that you love, and what do you want to show off to the world with that? And also, this is a great time to meet people who are going to be very loyal to you, and you'll be very loyal to them, because Leo is about loyalty, very strong in the loyalty. So, you know, hang on to that as well, and let your creativity really flow. Maybe this is a time that, you know, you get more creative with how you're going to get your finances, or you get more creative with the dates that you're going to be going on with, you know, whoever you're with. Or if you're trying to, you know, maybe step outside of that comfort zone and ask that person out, this is the time to do it. At Venus in Leo is really pushing for, let's do it. Why be shy? Have fun. Leo wants to have fun. So, and this can be in all relationships too, with your friends or people you work with. It's a time to get excited and have fun and really show out who you are to your friends, your family, your loved ones, and just get excited. So now let's get into this tarot reading. All right, so this is going to be a tarot reading with surrounding the week of the full moon, and we're starting out with the Six of Wands. So this is a week to really step out and celebrate what you have been through and where you're at now. It's time to celebrate all the stuff that you've worked on to build to get to where you're at right now. It's time to be, you know, showing out. Like maybe you've been feeling really stuck and stale. Some of you guys, you've been feeling like, ugh, nothing's happening for me. But now it's like there's been some kind of change. Maybe you've been affected by somebody else. This could be a fire energy stepping in and giving that excitement, or just the sense of Leo season and then Venus entering Leo. So it's like a lot of fire energy is building up to be excited this week, and to really just be like, look at where I'm at. Look at what I did to be at where I'm at right now, and celebrate that and be excited about it. I think you guys have been too hard on yourself, and this week it's like, I just gotta have fun. That's what I'm saying. I gotta have fun with what I can, what I have. We have the Empress coming out, and the Strength card, which is ruled by Leo. Now, this is Leo and Taurus or Libra energy right here. So this is all in the fact, you know, that Venus, okay? Leo is going into Venus this week. So this is heavy on, it's time to celebrate. Maybe some of you are celebrating a relationship, or my anniversary is coming up. So maybe this has to do with my anniversary that's coming up too, which is for 6 years. My 6-year anniversary is coming up. Oh my God. Ha. Okay, that's funny. But for you guys, for the collective, you know, this is a time to really, how can I stand out, be bold, be strong? This also has to do with maybe some of you have to tap more into your mothering or your nurturing energy and be strong. Maybe there's something that has to do with your kids where you need to like really give them some loving guidance too, and get them excited. Maybe some of them are nervous about going back to school, and you got to give them that push, like, you're ready, you can do this, it's time to be excited. You know, maybe you got to be that person for them, you know, to really push them. And We're dealing with a lot of karmic cycles too. I'm seeing with the strength card. So this is the time where you need to really stay strong with that inner strength. Not outer strength, but I'm really picking up on inner strength. This is time to let your inner strength guide you and really step into that strong Empress, Venus, feminine energy. And that's where that, you know, that I've been talking a lot about divine energy, divine feminine energy. So this week is like really let that shine out, show off your femininity and how that in itself is such a powerful strength. And people will gravitate towards you this week too. Oh yeah. Oops. I want to see what else is going on for this week. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Sun card. Oh my God, another thing. This is Leo energy right here. You guys got to get out. You need to go out and have fun. You need to go to the beach. You need to go to the park. You need to take a walk. You need to ground yourself outside. If you find yourself getting caught up having anxiety and panic and stress, you need to get out of the house. You have to leave your house. You cannot stay in your bedroom. You need to get outside. I don't care how hot it is. You need to get outside and ground yourself. That's what this is talking about. And from this too, I'm seeing people being more open with who they actually are and they want to show it off to everybody. And it's just really strong and solidifying, like, this is who I am, and grounding yourself within that and showing it out to the world and shining out. I see a lot of people getting more excited with themselves, like having more excitement with the path that they're going down, because things have probably felt, like, again, really stuck and really stale and blah. And people are really stepping out this week and seeing, like, it's time to get excited. Like, I can feel something is changing. I can feel like something is happening. There's been stuff that you, like, you see how the sunflowers are really standing out because you've put in, like, you've planted the seeds, you've put in the work, and now it's time to show it off because look what you did. It's time to celebrate what you have grown and what you have done and how you've grown and changed yourself, and you've grown more into who you are. There's been a lot of unlearning and deprogramming that's been instilled in the mind, I'm seeing too. Maybe this is stuff that has been, like, embedded in your mind from, like, you know, family traditions, and it's like, now it's time to start my own new tradition with my family. Standing out as well. Maybe you guys are celebrating something. I keep getting celebrating. I feel like you guys are celebrating something this week. We have the Fool card coming out reversed. Now, with all of this celebrating, this is also saying, you know, be excited and be happy, but you also need to be careful about the next step that you take. You need to come back to yourself, that Queen of Pentacles, and be grounded. You can't just jump into something without being in the right state of mind and being in the right place emotionally. No matter how excited you are about it, there is still something that needs to be learned before you jump all into something. So if you're saying, I'm ready to launch something, I'm ready to do something this week, I'm ready to, you know what I mean, celebrate it, but don't launch anything this week. That's what I'm hearing. You need to wait because there's still stuff that hasn't been, you know, there's things that need to be tweaked. There are things that you still don't fully understand or know yet. So this is still a time of learning this new, whatever it is that you've been working on. There's still, you don't have all the information yet. You still gotta, you know, do studying and take the tests and all of that stuff. So celebrate where you've come, but you haven't completed it yet. But it's like a major change that's happening within you that has grown. So share that with the world, right? Like celebrate it, definitely, but it's not the time to just get out and do something new. Maybe the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles coming out. So this could be a lot of new financial ideas, but what is, like, what change with money needs to happen, and what things are still hovering over you that you haven't let go of yet? Are you holding, I feel like some of you guys are holding on to something that's been weighing you down. Maybe this is a mindset. Maybe this is a habit, but this is something that needs to be changed around to be able to welcome in and bring in something new. So it's perfect with this full moon because it's time to illuminate the stuff, you know, this is illuminating. Maybe these are your subconscious thoughts and issues and, you know, the actions and habits that you've been taking, and it hasn't been good. And it's time to really, we need this change. Fives are all about changes. So it's time to welcome in this new change and let this pot go so you can make room for this new thing to come in. But I feel like this is something that is scary and challenging. I'm getting more challenging than anything else that needs to be let go of. But I feel like I'm seeing too that you guys aren't afraid to put the work in with this Ace of Pentacles, like before the Five of Pentacles. You guys aren't afraid to put the work in to, you know, go towards whatever this change is, and you're doing it. But there's still work that needs to be done. There's still work that needs to be done, but you're heading, you're moving up. You're going from 1 to 5. So you're jumping from like, I have all this new stuff, and then you go to 5 where you're like, all right, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be let go of and changed around. And what's the next step to do after that? But you're doing the work, you're putting it in. Don't go halfway and then give up. Don't go halfway and then give up. There's still stuff that needs to be done. We have the Lovers coming in after that. So this is working with, this is information. Again, this is information that needs to be coming in. And this is bringing in that balance. A lot of you could be dealing with even relationships. Again, new partnerships, new relationships, loyalty coming in for you. And we're going from 1, 5, 6 to a major arcana, right? So what can you be really honest and truthful and real and raw about with yourself that needs to be like opened up? I see that some of you guys really need to be real with yourself and the people around you, the relationship maybe you're in. Maybe there's something that needs to be spoken on or talked about, a conversation that's going to happen this week, and it's going to be very what the hell is that word? I can feel it, but I don't know the word. It's going to feel like, like you're going to feel good after this conversation. I feel like this is a big conversation that needs to be had, something that needs to be talked about. This could even be about like your finances that need to be talked about. Like, let's get real with like, you know, what have we been doing with the finances, or purchasing a major purchase, or even just a relationship. There's a conversation that needs to be had to be able to get everything out on the table to then be able to move forward. That's what I see happening. I see you guys having a conversation this week, getting everything out on the table, and the information is going to be exchanged. Like, it's going to be a good conversation, but it's something that's going to be like, I feel like this is a challenging thing to talk about, but it's going to go good. That's what I'm seeing. Then we have the Five of Wands with the Emperor. So again, this is challenges coming in, and how can you really step out of your comfort zone and step into that leadership role? And maybe there's some people who don't agree with the way you do things, or maybe there's some people that are really pushing you to step outside of these battles that you've been having within yourself, and then stepping into that role of, okay, it's time to take charge and do this. I feel like some of you guys may have had a project you've been working on that you've put on the back burner, and it's like you need to stop ignoring it. You need to take care of it, because this is something that's going to be very beneficial moving forward. And I feel like this is something that's going to really ground you and show like who you actually are and how you stand out to the world. And maybe this is something you can work at, this project, like at home. I'm seeing somebody working at home with this. Maybe this has to do with like some creativity stuff too, like music stuff. If you're really into music, guitar, drums, singing, songwriting. I'm seeing something like a creative kind of project and like putting it down, or getting really excited about, you know, something with music. And then we have the Six of Swords. So it's really, again, like we keep moving up. We're releasing and letting these things go. And I think this has a lot to do with we're rewiring the brain, and we're rewiring how we perceive and take in information that we get, and what we're allowing to come in, and what we see things and feel things differently with other stuff. It's like, no, that's not how I am anymore. So blocked out, done. Not, you can't get to me, because I'm done with this, and I've moved into somewhere else where you can't touch me. I'm untouchable. Yeah, and I think this is something with the home too. I'm seeing a lot of people are doing like cord cutting and letting go of toxic relationships. Again, going back to that conversation that needs to be had. Maybe you're working with a spiritualist or a practitioner, or witch, and you're having somebody help you with this spiritual release. I feel like this is something spiritual because we're dealing with swords. And so I think this is something spiritual or something logical that is like you've either shifted your perspective on how you view things and they can't get to you mentally anymore, or you have spiritually cut the cord and you're moving away from something that was difficult and detrimental to you. This could even have something to do with family ties or relationships, something that was like a very close bond. We have the Judgment. We have the Judgment card coming out. This is really like, again, facing the music. Maybe that's why I was picking up on music stuff too. Like, this is facing the music, facing the truth, dealing with your demons and letting them run rampant, and just being like, I am no longer afraid of this. I'm going to face it. I'm going to take this on, because I know that there is something bigger and better for me out there. That's what this is saying. There's something bigger and better for me, and I'm trusting it. I'm putting my trust into this, into myself. I feel like you guys are trusting yourselves a lot more this week too, like really strongly on that. I trust me. I'm putting me above other people. All right, hold on. Let's see. All right, and we have the Ace of Wands with the Hierophant reversed. So this could be taking action within, again, I think this is coming back to like these two right here that we just pulled, the Six of Wands. I mean, the Six of Swords with the Judgment card. I think this is really like pushing that taking action on letting go of those toxicity relationships and spiritual shit. And I think you're getting more into this knowledgeable spiritual stuff with like learning more about geometric shapes and codes and astrology and tarot and witchcraft. I think you guys are really tapping more into how can you connect more within yourself, into like your spirit team, whatever it is that you connect to. I just see you guys really getting into this highest spiritual knowledge and letting go. I did talk about traditions like that need to be changed and stopped and let go of. And with this Hierophant coming in reverse, this is like, I need to stop these old ways of what I was told to do, these old traditions, because they are not for me. And you're starting to create your own, because you're building your own connection. Maybe, maybe for some of you, you were raised in the church and you're starting to see that this isn't for me. I don't resonate. I don't feel, I don't believe this. So I'm going to take in my own spiritual practice instead. So that's just an example. You know what I mean? So something like that could be happening. Now, I'm going to pull the Moonology deck and see what does this full moon have in store for us. So during this full moon in Aquarius, I want to know for the collective, what is a message that everybody can take on for this full moon in Aquarius. So we have step out of your comfort zone with the North Node card. Step out of your comfort zone. And, we've been dealing with this conjunction with the North Node and Uranus and Mars, right? That energy is still there. And Aquarius is all about stepping outside of your comfort zone, and we're going in this full moon in Aquarius, along with, because we have its polar, its opposite sign of Leo. Leo is all about, standing out and being excited. So it's like we have all of these energies with the planets working with us to step out of our comfort zone. So allow this to happen during this full moon so you can get the biggest release that you can in order to have the biggest benefits to celebrate, because I see a lot of celebrating happening this week. So really stepping out of your comfort zone, really challenge yourself. Like, if I did do this, what would happen? Even though, you feel uncomfortable, you're scared, or you're nervous, or whatever it is, what would happen if you actually did it? Maybe it would turn into a really good story. Or, maybe something really great would happen with that. But this is just saying, like, pushing for that step out of your comfort zone. I'm going to pull some of my daily crystal inspiration cards and see what is some information, crystals, if you work with crystals, or just messages that we need to take on for this week during this Aquarius full moon and the weekend coming up. So we have black kyanite, which is set strong boundaries. Set strong boundaries, which is really good because, with full moons, it illuminates and brings in like a lot of information that, maybe we weren't aware that was there. And I did see people, with that, cutting, cord cutting, spell casting, working with a spiritual practitioner and stuff like that. So this could be setting up those boundaries, not allowing those people to get into you because you have let them go and you're moving in a new direction. And again, I was picking up, like, this is a very spiritual thing that I'm picking up on, with the cards. So this could be setting up spiritual boundaries. Maybe there have been people that have been tapping into you, watching you, going into your dreams, astral projecting to you, and you don't want them to, and they've been invading your space. That could be happening, you know what I mean? So this is time to set strong boundaries. Maybe you need to put some stuff up to block that out. So, working with this crystal right here can really do that. In my Etsy shop, I do have items, smoke cleansing items to really help block things out as well. And I have black tourmaline and selenite wands that I do sell as well. Those are really good with protection and setting boundaries. This could also just be as simple as blocking people from your phone, or even letting people know, like, this is where I'm at and I'm moving on, don't contact me anymore, and then you block them, something like that, like setting boundaries. Or tell somebody, like, when you joke about this, it makes me feel uncomfortable, so yada yada yada, and that's where you set your boundary. So do that. Maybe that is you stepping out of your comfort zone because you're not used to setting boundaries and you're like, oh my god, I need to do this. So that could be another thing right there. And then we have Lumerian quartz, which is practice patience. Again, we had that reversed Fool card come out, and this is just coming in and pushing that again with, just because you're really excited about something and you want to jump into it, it's not time yet. You need to be patient. You have some more studying, some more learning, some more work that needs to be done. So just be patient, because the time will come when it's meant for you to step out and show everybody what you have been doing, And then I want to pull some self-care cards also for you guys to see what kind of self-care can we use during this week, because again, there is a lot. It's a big energetic week. There's a lot happening. There is a lot happening. So definitely pace yourself. But what is some self-care that we can do for ourselves to just feel really good this week? This full moon in Aquarius. All right, we have meditate. Heavy on this meditation. Y'all need to really meditate and get into your spirit world, realm, self, all of that. You need to connect, because I feel like some of you have been so disconnected, and it's so easy to disconnect today because we have social media, we have TikTok, we have the outside world. We're constantly watching bullshit on the news about people dying and all that, and it's like, it's time to meditate and ground yourself and connect in every way possible to be realigned. I think a lot of you, I think Reiki is going to be really good this week. So if you know a Reiki practitioner, definitely get Reiki done. Or any kind of spiritual work, even with acupuncture or a massage, yoga. It's really big on these spiritual practices to do this week. And you know, maybe you meditate, but you don't meditate the same way she does sitting down. Maybe you meditate when you go out for a walk. Maybe you meditate when you lay down. You know, there's different ways of meditating. So just do whatever it is that is for you, but you got to do something to realign yourself, because there is a lot of energy happening around us, and maybe there's a lot of stuff happening to you because you're going through all these changes because of all this stuff that's happening with the planets, and it affects us energetically. So it's time to really meditate, to get a different perspective, to be present, to observe, and just, you know, just observe. That's it. Just observe and bring more peace back into you. We have nourish your temple. Nourishing your temple. So, you know, I think this has a lot to do with what you've been not just putting in your mind with, you know, maybe you've been just aimlessly scrolling through TikTok, you know, and this is like, what are you feeding yourself? What kind of TV shows have you been watching? What kind of food have you been eating? What stuff have you been doing that you've observed without judgment? And what things can you let go of to bring in better nourishment for yourself during this full moon time? Because this is about growth and change with all of the squaring aspects happening. So what can you better nourish yourself with the information you're, you know, absorbing, and the foods that you're putting into your body? Are you drinking enough water? You know, that kind of stuff. Are you getting enough sunlight? Are you nourishing yourself? Are you putting yourself first? Or are you trying to be everybody's therapist before you can focus on you? And again, with those boundaries to be set, that when we pulled those cards earlier as well. So with that being said, again, I invite you guys to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Comment down below how this reading resonated with you, and I'm curious to know, where do you have Aquarius at in your natal chart? If you don't know, you can just go to astro.com and generate one really quick. Comment if you made it this far, a lightning bolt to represent that Aquarius energy, because it's loud and exciting and you never know what you're gonna get. And I will catch you guys next week.